Well, hello, class, and welcome to Teaching the Scriptures from Moody Bible Distance Learning. This is your fearless leader, Professor Jeff, and I want to welcome you to week 2. We are already into week 2. It's getting faster and faster. So I wanted to make sure that you understood the assignments this week. So your first one is the Learner Characteristic Worksheet. And in this assignment, your grade will be to complete a chart detailing the characteristics that you as a teacher must keep in mind when teaching students of different ages. It's a primarily research assignment. For each group, you will be required to provide 5 1 to 2 sentences descriptions of social, emotional, physical, and spiritual characteristics that impact learning. Some of these may be fairly straightforward. Some will require extensive research and summary. You must provide a minimum of 8 resource MLA bibliography that indicate the resources you have consulted. So, all resources must be academic and credible, not blogs, academic web articles, or Wikipedia. No Wikipedia. Okay? This assignment will be completed in your groups, and your group should consider using online collaborative work tools to work together efficiently. Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, and you are responsible for ensuring that work is divided equally. So, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this assignment. Every time I've taught this class, and I actually work in the junior high, so I'm around 8th graders all the time. And I had a 8th grader the other day get really mad, and he came to me and he said, "Okay, I'm working on this project, and I did the whole thing, and these guys want to sign off on it and say they did it, but I did the whole thing." So it's not much different in college sometimes, unfortunately. So please divide this chart up and make sure everybody does their part. They're usually in your group as a leader. There's somebody that goes, "Okay, this is how we're going to do it, and this is what we're going to do." And so just make sure that it gets done and it gets done well, and everybody has a part in it. Okay, I think that's the only thing I'm worried about with that. Now, you're also going to do a peer evaluation, which is going to be you're going to get a peer evaluation by your fellow group members, and your final grade on the assignment will depend on the evaluation of your group members. So I want you to be honest with those, but gentle, of course. And so do your best and be able to encourage each other with that. Also, you're going to do selected audience worksheet. So you gave me your scripture that you're going to use for your lesson, and now you're going to tell me your selected audience for that scripture. And then you have your first discussion board, and you're going to be talking about Bloom's taxonomy, and particularly about one of the most memorable lessons or assignments or projects that you've previously completed at Moody. And you're going to kind of walk through Bloom's taxonomy with that. So I think that's really important. I really love this this week because you're really going to be thinking about different levels of learning, different characteristics of learners, and as you are preparing lessons, you're going to be thinking in terms of these levels. So this is a really good foundation. I really love this class because it really does build foundation. So you're going to build some foundation, and then we're going to learn some tools together. So the question of the week last week was, if I gave you a gift card, unlimited, you could go on the front row of any concert in the history of music. It's interesting. Some of you are much more spiritual than I am. I was very impressed, and I said that I would tell you mine. Mine would be Mozart at 15, the Beatles in 1963 at Shea Stadium, the Doors 1967 at the Hollywood Bowl, the Monkees. I don't know. I'm a 60s kind of, I like 60s music, so to go back and see Hendrix at Woodstock, or Janis Joplin, or any of those. So you guys are far more spiritual than me. I'm so impressed with all of you. But we did have somebody say Michael Jackson, so it made me feel better. This week's question of the week is, what is your favorite movie? And if you have a favorite movie, then of course you have a favorite quote from that movie. So what is your favorite movie, and what is the quote from that movie? So if you have any questions about your assignment, this week. If you have any comments, if you have any prayer requests, please let me know. With this chart, make sure to click on the chart, look at the chart. There's a lot, each time I've taught this, students have had a lot of questions. Don't wait to ask your questions, okay? Ask them now. So that's it. I did want to tell you that I did a funeral today for a dear friend, and she died on Saturday. On Thursday night, I visited her, and as I left, she said, I stood at the end of her bed and I said, Sharon, if I don't see you again, I'll see you again. And she said, yes, you will. And so that's the hope we have, right? It's the hope we have. It's the reason why you're learning to do lessons, right? And to teach assignments. It's the reason why, because ultimately we want to share the hope of Jesus with people. And I got to do that with a church full of people. And Sharon was honored, and the gospel was shared, and the prayer is that God did only what he can do, and that is to change hearts. So, all right, onward and upwards.